I'm not allowed to have hard seltzer before a show. Hi.
Hello.
You're all blurry. Maybe it's not my alcoholic indulgence. Maybe you have like camera sludge.
Maybe.
I don't know. Swipe your camera screen. Oh, it's so much better. Hello.
Hello.
Well, this will be a fun show. It's 8:09. I'm trying so hard to be like live at 8:05, but I got stopped by my neighbor who came up the elevator with me, and she was talking about my door decoration, the one that I still didn't win. I'm very upset about.
You didn't win?
No, I didn't win.
That's
You didn't see my
rude.
angry rant? Somebody
No.
posted, somebody like took like the wet fake snow and put it along the hallway carpet. And a sign that said, Santa, stop here. And I was like, and that one? But my neighbors literally have their little kids stopping in front of my door to take pictures.
That's wild.
So that's what she was complaining about. She's like, my daughter was like, Mama, I bet she's going to win. She's like, how did you not win? I was like, I don't know. She goes, who won? And I was like, I don't know. Somebody that like fake snow in the ground. She's like, what? So anyways, but hello, happy last show of the year. How the hell?
I know.
I'm looking at the calendar, like the date on my computer, and I'm like, it says 12/30/2024. Like, what am I missing? Anyways, welcome to our last Monday episode of 2024. I am Heather, the lovely lady in the gray hoodie next to me, virtually next to me, is Amber, and we are the Broadway Fan Club. And we're happy that you're here. If you're joining us, awesome. Feel free to say hello in the comments or say goodbye. Whatever you want to say, you can say in the comments. Just don't be rude. It's been a day. I have not eaten my dinner. I just rushed. A friend of mine has this like pop-up. She closed her restaurant and is doing this amazing like Asian market every Monday. So in the next room over, which is my kitchen / dining area / living room / not my messy office, I have some delicious like pork punning and giant crab rangoon bigger than my head. I don't even have water in here because I proactively cleaned in this room just my desk. So everything's fine. It's gonna be a fun show. But I cannot, dude, like I know we were talking about it earlier. It just doesn't feel like the end of 2024.
I know. Like, it really doesn't.
Like Christmas.
What a year it's been.
But we've had a great year. And I'm going to say that like both Amber and I have had some really messed up personal things going on in our lives. But like, I'm always the really annoying person. Like, I always want to find the bright side of life. But seriously, professionally speaking, or at least the Broadway Fan Club, like this has been a hallmark year for us. And we've done so much in just like 8 months that we can't wait to see what 2025 brings. And it's already very promising. We'll go over some really exciting things coming up in the beginning of 2025 that like I still cannot get over. I don't know, Amber, can you get over like all the announcements that are going to be coming from us in January?
I really can't. You know, there's so much going on.
You sound so monotonous. You're like, I really can't. You don't even know how to emote.
You already know I'm in the zone right now.
Yeah, so I always have to explain this because I've gotten messages from people. They're like, is Amber okay? Like, if you're being held against your will, like hold something up or like wink. So Amber is sharing our live video thread, stream, whatever you want to call this, wherever you're watching, on all of our Facebook groups, which is incredible. There's only like 2 groups that I run prior to the Broadway Fan Club that is still part of us. So I'm going to go ahead and share it as well. But every beginning of the show, she is amazing and has like a half hour of tabs open. Like you spend about a half hour opening them up just to be able to share to all of our groups and say hello to everybody. Because believe it or not, we have been told people have like thrown a fit that we have not told them that we're going live. So last week we tried to go live at 7 and we got a couple of people going, oh, it was too early, including Amber going, I feel so rushed. So we tried to go live at 8, and then I got stuck with my neighbor with a tiny little kid who was adorable. And I felt bad being late, but I'm here now. Hooray. So we have a full show for you. We are going to do our regular Broadway news. And then we are also, as I'm sharing, we're going to do our yearly wrap up, which we have not prepared with each other. So we have tasked each other with like.
I have a confession.
Oh God, are you prepared?
I prepared a little bit. I just prepared my top 10 favorite shows and my top 10 favorite songs from those shows.
Okay, so Amber has an advantage over me because I am like, I don't really feel like I want to be like off the cuff. Like, these are
I prepared a little bit.
That's cheating.
Just a little bit.
Cheater, pumpkinator.
I felt like I needed to be a little prepared.
I am not prepared, but we discussed we weren't going to be prepared, and now you are, so that's fine. But let's start off with Broadway news. It's already a few minutes behind because of me. I'm taking full responsibility for that. And yes, Jeffrey, we do see the Linda Lavin passing away. We are going to talk about that in our Broadway news. So
that is actually some of the news that we were going to cover. So we can start with that.
We'll start on a sad note, and then we'll start to end on a happier note with our Broadway news. Also, if anybody is wondering, it is not actually cold in Orlando. I decided to wear long sleeves. It's a Lion King spirit jersey, simply because when people say dress for the job you want, I'm dressing for the weather that I want. So I'm wanting it to be cold and not in the 70s.
Yeah, it's actually freaking cold in Connecticut. So
you also have the weird fog that conspiracy theorists are saying is the government.
Yeah. I'm wearing an adorable little Life is Good sweatshirt that has a dog and a cat on it with a little Santa hat. Very cute. I don't know if you can see.
I can see it. It's very cute. It reminds me of the hoodie that you almost bought in Salem, but then we got our cat ears instead.
Yes, very cute.
I might wear my cat ears.
But yes. So Linda Lavin, Broadway actress and TV star, died at the age of 87 years old, which is very sad. I believe she had lung cancer.
I mean, but 87 is a great year. Wow.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
That's a wonderfully long life that she's lived. You never have a long enough life, though, unfortunately, no matter how many years you get.
I think, of course, and I think based off of the industry and the fandom, I think she will live on in perpetuity.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I know it's not really Broadway news, but somebody else just recently passed away yesterday. President Jimmy Carter. He was 100.
Yes, President Jimmy Carter passed away.
So much, and crazy. And he did living in Orlando. He did a lot for Walt Disney World and stuff like that. So it's just nuts. Oh, Lucy Springs says, Amber, I love your sweatshirt.
Oh, thanks very much. It was a Christmas present. I'm rocking it. Or maybe no, it was actually a birthday present. They're so close together. I forget.
No, I always complain because my birthday is on the 12th. Yours is on the 17th. I'm always like, Hanukkah and Christmas on my birthday. You're so close. And then my best friend growing up was Christmas Eve. My step grandmother was Christmas Day. And I knew twins born on 2 different days, 2 different years, and 2 different months. Because one was born December 31st, and one was born January 1st. So, but hey, if we combine presents, it's fine.
We do. We're a fan of that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, back to the Broadway news. We had our beloved show swept away with our official closing show yesterday. I personally am really going to miss that show. I really wish that I had a chance to see it a second time. I wish that it was in the cards for me to get a double viewing of that show because
we both were just so determined. And I checked and Amber was working and I had to do stuff and it's just incredible. We started the Swept Away fan group just a couple months ago, and it's already almost 1,000 members. And some of our members don't even know that we have a Swept Away fan group, and it's going to still run, guys. Just because a show closes does not mean that we turn down or stop a fan group. Especially because, oh my God, Swept Away is doing like these free monthly concerts at Hurley's. They're doing the Sea Shanty album. Like, it's going to be a continuation. These boys do not want to let go of the show, and I don't blame them for it.
I gotta tell you, case in point, like the Tommy group is still going all the time. We're always posting, where people can see the performers from Tommy, where
especially Ali. Everyone's like going crazy.
Yeah. So, we still keep the groups going. We're still there. We're still posting.
We're still posting weird, like, man-eating things in Fleet Street on our Sweeney Todd group. It's great.
Yeah. We're always there. And, like, plus, will Sondheim jokes ever go out of style on Fleet Street?
I hope not. That would be really awful. Yeah. So to answer your question, any word on the Swept Away cast recording album release party on February 7th weekend? No, that's awfully a specific question. We haven't heard of anything for the show being recorded. They are recording sea shanties because a lot of these songs are part of the Avett Sailor fandom base. So the minute we find something out, we will certainly let you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, I know for sure the album is being released that day. I haven't heard anything.
Right, because they're doing the Sea Shanty album. I have a feeling it's some of the songs, if not all of them, from the show, but have not heard of officially what it is, and I don't think we're going to find out until the umpteenth hour.
Right, exactly. On that same note, speaking of closings, it is the final hour to go see Suffs. Suffs will be playing their final show this weekend, so make sure to go if you want to see Suffs before it closes. You get your tickets, go see that show before it closes.
And it was recorded for PBS.
It was recorded for PBS. Great performances, which is very cool.
Yeah.
That is an honor that not every show is given, first of all.
It's like a show that is of great importance that has
I think we talked about this when you were going to get my card last week for Broadway News. But yes, it was recorded for PBS, great performances. And it was definitely, if any show deserves it, it's absolutely Suffs that deserves to be filmed.
100%. And I love this. We should throw a listening party for the fandom then. I love your idea, especially because it's the first day of Broadway Con.
I agree.
Perhaps, perchance be something that we might talk about next month.
That sounds like a great idea.
But yes. Okay. What's next? There's so much news, and it's the end of the year. Like, it's usually crazy time for Broadway shows, but like the news that's coming is like all over the board.
We had some pretty wild news over at Gypsy. I don't know if anybody saw. But they had to cancel. They had to cancel almost a week's, I think just about a week's worth of performances due to cast illness. With performances resuming yesterday on the 29th.
Right.
Which, I mean, I think they started canceling on the 23rd, I believe, and then resumed performances on the 29th. So, yes.
I mean, I've seen some of our members have been like really upset, and it's totally understandable. Like, people had, their trips planned for it. You never know when someone's going to get sick. And here's the thing. And Lucy, very sweet. Oh my God, the Gypsy situation was insane. I hope everyone's okay. Keep in mind, it's cold, it's gross, it's rainy. The norovirus is all over the place. There's a stomach bug, bronchitis, the avian flu, and something else going around nationwide. Now you've got a bunch of people traveling in, going to stage door, not masking up if they're sick or attending a show if they're sick. And you have, especially in Gypsy, you have children. Like, there are young children in the show. We have to always keep in mind that shows are going to do everything they can to not cancel. But when they cancel, there's a good reason for it. And what I really appreciated, and I know that Amber and I have talked about this, is they didn't push understudies. We talked about this last week. Why push understudies who are incredible if it's not solidly, like, they're not solidly put in? Like, you can't do that, because then people are going to complain that the show is awful or so-and-so is terrible because they're angry. So I think
Right.
it's really
Right.
impressive, but the company stood behind and made sure that they're okay. Yes, people were upset. They got these like instant. Oh, Cheyenne says a quick hello as I'm driving home. Please drive safely. But there's so many things going on, and it still brings me to the point of, and I'm going to talk about this Hadestown experience at the stage door until I die. And Amber knows what I mean, and our regular listeners know what I mean. In August, when I was at Broadway Con and I was with the Hintons and they cosplaying at Hadestown, we stage doored because we were talking to Philip and we were doing whatever, and we just were hanging out. And a lady came over and tapped Kara on the shoulder, like very aggressively. And we were all like, who is this lady? Do we know her? Maybe she wants a picture. And she's like, I can't believe that Jordan Fisher didn't come out. I can't believe that so-and-so didn't come out. I'm going to write a bad review. And we were kind of flabbergasted. And I'm like, ma'am, you have to understand, like, COVID is still a thing. There's stomach bugs. They're not coming out for their own safety. Like, people, and she's like, I don't care. I'm from California. We have that stuff too. But this is their life. This is not, you don't make a living on the stage and performing. It's very taxing. And we can talk about it when we have our guests coming up next week. Fingers crossed if all things work well. We have Justin Sargent from the Hamilton tour. Fingers crossed. Very dear friend of mine, Orlando guy, who has just been doing all sorts of amazing Broadway stuff. But like their pre-show rituals, and we talked about this with Melissa Victor from Little Shop. Like there are so many things that they have to do to prepare themselves each day for the show. And then they're going home, but if they're sick, they're not going to come out. Darren Criss, we talked about this after maybe Happy Ending. He will come out in a mask. He's actually double masked, and he's using a voice like amplifier to be like, hey guys, like, and he waits for people to leave so there's not a massive crowd. He thanks everybody and he explains why he's using the, vocal enhancer and the masks, because there's so many things going around and he doesn't want to hurt his voice, which is very smart. And I commend him on that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love this. Entitled fandom is so cringe. Stage door is great, but that's not part of a ticket. That's right. They're not getting paid for that. They're literally clocked out, deuces, peace out, going home. Oh, there's like a stage door full of people. I never stage doored. I'm trying to think of my very first stage door. I think it might have been Moulin Rouge, to be honest. And Shauna Bresnahan, my friend that I always talk about on the show, she was like my Broadway girl and Broadway guru growing up, and she lives in New York. She would stage door every once in a while, but like she was like my first stage door like pal. And I would stage door and I would take the train back to my family in Jersey. But stage door, I like to go to say thank you or catch up with friends at the stage door and watch the fandom. But yeah, some of these people are just a little entitled. It is extremely cringy. But like,
see, if I really want a signed playbill, I will donate to Broadway Cares and write into a show for one.
And the people that are probably complaining the most are the ones that are the flippers that like don't even see the show. They're there. Like I had a dog try to pee on my leg because some guy was coming to get Adam Lambert's autograph after Cabaret.
Do you think it was the same guy? Do you think it was the same guy?
Oh, probably.
That peed at Schmackery's?
Probably. No, it wasn't. It was not the same guy at all. No, this is a different dog. Dogs just have no respect for people. Like they're Broadway dogs. No, I don't think it was not. That's something I want to block out of my mind for forever. But Schmackery has handled that so well. For those of you that don't know, if you weren't listening to our episode like 2 weeks ago, I was at Schmackery's, one of my favorite places, one of Amber's new favorite places, right in the theater district. They're the official cookies of Broadway. Zachary owns it, has incredible stuff. My favorite hot eggnog latte, yummy. And I was in there late night, and a guy walked in with a dog that was really cute that had like, and I'm sorry if this is somebody you know, and I like no disrespect because I know it's somebody in the industry. They had like orange ears, and I was trying to take a picture for Amber because we love dogs. And the dog just like peed on like the carpet and the garland that was decorating like the little like standing bar. And I let the guy know, hey, your dog just peed on the floor just in case you need to get towels or something. He's like, yeah, great. He like dropped a napkin on it, like whatever, and walked away. And then like the next day at Red Buckets, like Amber and I was like, oh my God, it's the same guy and the same fucking dog. It happened. Yep.
Yep,
You know,
we ran into him. We saw him right then and there.
there's my F-bomb bingo for tonight. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But the flippers are getting a little aggressive. We talked about my experience when I was talking to Eva at the stage door at Gatsby, and people are like, they don't care. It's very paparazzi, and it's tacky. But I love the energy of a stage tour when it's done right. I'll tell you, maybe Happy Ending was wonderful. The Swept Away stage door was one of the best stage door experiences I've ever had. Everybody was respectful. I was with Sebastian, my friend Sebastian, and we were talking to somebody else, and like everybody was just having a conversation about the show and the fandom base and the music and the cast. And it was just so lovely. Like it gives me like all like warm, fuzzy feelings.
I feel like Swept Away was just a good overall experience. Like,
which is crazy because the show is about cannibalism in the middle of the ocean.
Finish. Yeah, from start to finish, it was just a good experience.
Yeah. The house manager was wonderful over there. I mean, there was not one bad experience at that show. Even like, guys, you know that Amber and I talk about theater etiquette and like crumbling stuff. Oh my God. Ooh, do I have a story too? But not from the theater, not from the Longacre. But everybody was just so nice. It was like the nicest house I've been in.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucy, you had an amazing experience of a Lempicka stage door. You got to tell us more about it. Definitely put that in the comments because we love hearing about it, especially a show that's closed.
I heard the Lem people, as they like to call themselves, were very nice. Oh, Lucy commented. The writers and
director were out there, and all of the other fans were so kind. One of the best and most chill stage doors for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
When I stage doored, I was at the second preview for Beetlejuice. When I stage doored and Alex Winters was there, like that was cool. And everybody comes out, but like guys, they'll start to stage door, and then if the fans get crazy, they're like, "Nope, bye." And that's why we just have to respect the craft and what people are doing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what's next?
Next up, we have some debuts. We had Kodiak Thompson making his Alexis Gilmore debut in Drag the Musical, which is very exciting. Very snap.
And the videos that came out.
Yes, I love this. Is something that I love.
No. It's a delay. Oh no.
This is something that I love about the next two shows that we're going to talk about, that both of them are, really highlighting what their understudies are doing to show what they are doing to cover these tracks and really like giving them their like day in the sun because they absolutely deserve it. And next up is we have Natalie Charles Ellis, who covered Helen Sharp in Death Becomes Her alongside Kaylee Conan, who played Madeline Ashton. We had two understudies.
And Kaylee wasn't like her debut for that role as an understudy was like the first show out the gate after
like the first opening show. Yeah. So
like literally scrambling, trying to like sew her into a dress, essentially.
And now Natalie has played the role in Chicago before, so she definitely has done it before. But this is her first step in the role on Broadway. So there have been some changes. I heard she was amazing, so congrats to her.
And you know what I love about Death Becomes Her? It's very smart, and I wish more shows would do this. They actually hired a professional photographer for any time that a debut was made for an understudy. So they get the call, and they get these gorgeous professional photos. And I love that. I wish every show would do that. Obviously, it's not budget, but how amazing. How amazing.
I agree. It's amazing. It's awesome.
We're talking about understudies and wonderstudies. Lucy, I love it. You're right alongside of what we're. Lucy's saying, I love how kind both Megan and Jennifer are about their understudies and Death Becomes Her. Wonderstudies are amazing and deserve all of the praise for what they do. It's such a hard job and they make it look effortless. They do. And it's harder. And I was watching a video of the Wonderstudies from Gatsby talking about it. And it's like a track that they're creating, even if it's a split track. And if you guys don't know what a split track is, that means they're starting off as like, ensemble, and then something happens and then they have to go perform in a lead role, or they have to split it into a different way. and they're trying to remember like what character they are, because it could be like 8 to 10 different characters in one show.
Right.
I always watch like JJ over at Back to the Future, and he does some great stuff on TikTok and Insta, but he's always talking about like going from like, you know, father to son. Like,
Right.
it's always fun to see.
Yeah, JJ's great. Absolutely fun character, that JJ.
He's all right. He's like Tommy.
Our last bit of news that I was like, it's like slightly unconfirmed. You're like, confirmed. But that's okay, because I do that. I do this to you sometimes too. Is that the Imperial Theater will be undergoing some renovations.
Yes. Well, it's been approved for like 2 years from what we're being told from our sources. But Smash is going into the Imperial. So I believe once Smash is done with their run, or they're going to be doing something in the interim, but they are going to be extending out. And from what we've also been told, the construction that we've been showcasing on like the big top and whatnot, that's behind there to the side of the Imperial, that's actually going to be like a high-rise entertainment thing for like they're gonna have like a rooftop lounge and stuff that's also going to kind of encompass the Imperial.
Right. That's gonna be amazing. It's gonna look so cool.
Yeah. Oh, Adam, let's see. The annoying thing I'm finding is no pro pictures are taken of swings and covers. Speaking of my own experience covering Phantom and Javert. Well, first off, Adam, you're our new favorite. That's true. I wish that they would take those pro shots. Like, it's so important. I've seen some shows do it, but you're right. Like, that's, and I kind of get brought, and we love our cabaret here, but it does kind of remind me of when Amber and I went to go see Cab with David Marino, and there was a lot of stuff that wasn't even on the understudy slip. There's no pro shots. Like, I would love, and they're doing a great job. Like, they have Gabby showing as Frenchie, but I would love for people to see what Gabby looks like as Sally Bowles. I would love for people to see what David Marino looks like as the MC. Like,
right.
You're absolutely right. Thank you for bringing that point, Adam. It's true. It's very true. Eventually shows will get there with it. Like, how much is it going to cost for like an extra 5 minutes of time to get somebody in costume? You're right.
No, I totally agree. And I think like it would just do nothing but benefit the show to have more promotional shots, to have more promotional photos.
That's why I love like the social media aspect of it, like the TikToks, the behind the scenes stuff. Like, you get to see these people in their element. Like, again, Cabaret, they're having like the change the one letter, and that's been super fun that Amber's been posting.
Yeah, that's been super cute.
Ooh, Adam says my friend Anthony Warlow's cover in Phantom, but wasn't allowed to be named in the program. It's just so bizarre. But I guess we can talk about Phantom now.
Yes. Next on the news.
Can you tell I'm super giddy and excited about this, Amber?
Yes, absolutely. I saw that sign up for the newsletter thing, and I like sent it to you immediately. I was like, wait a minute.
I might have already done it. And like, between you and my buddy David Strauss, like, you both sent me stuff at the same time. I'm like, done. And then Dave was like, oh yeah, here's the plans, because they have everything. So for those of you, because I'm starting in the middle of the entire conversation here, for those of you that have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, Phantom's coming back, guys. It's coming back, and it's an immersive experience, Masquerade NYC. Why is it an official Phantom thing? Well, I don't know. It's from the Really Useful Group, which is Andrew Lloyd Webber's like production company. And right now, all you can do on their website, which is masqueradenyc.com, is you can enter your name and your email address. But thank goodness for Reddit. They have all the building plans. They're going to have, from what I read today, a rooftop graveyard. I'm going crazy. For those of you that don't know my obsession with Phantom, I have seen Phantom 12 times. I will see Phantom 5 bajillion times if I can. I have like custom artwork. forget it. Actually, I can even go digging through my box right now. I'm gonna do it. Stand back. Look, like sitting in my desk. So trying to clear this off. As I break stuff, this is fun. My whole desk is Phantom stuff. I bought this when it was closing. And for those of you that haven't seen this, I'm like dying over it. Have you seen this, Amber?
No.
It's Christine's mask.
Oh, very cool.
It is her mask. And I've won costume contest as a female Phantom. Anyways, so I was dying seeing like the plans for the building. It's going to be on 57th. It's in a historical building. We actually created a Masquerade NYC group immediately, and also run one of it's the second largest Phantom of the Opera fan groups on social media with 16,000 members. So if you guys want to take a look at those groups or any of the other groups that we're talking about, go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. You can see all of our new groups, all of our what we're calling our closed shows, but still open groups, or retired groups that are not really retired, shows that have closed, but we still love. They're all active there. So jump on in. Come on in. Cheyenne. Cheyenne, I'm home. Saw the news about Phantom this morning. Was so excited. It's a show that started my love of theater. You guys have heard my Untitled Child story of I was like 18, had never seen a show on Broadway, went with my mom and stepdad. My stepdad stood on the TKTS line for like 2 hours. And I was like, I really want to see Phantom of the Opera for my first show, or Cats, like classic show. And he came out with tickets for All Shook Up. And I was pissed. And I was, and then he explained, he's like, well, but it's like Grease, but with all the songs, and you like both of those things. And I'm like, oh, fine. And I went and I had the best time. And that was where my love affair with Cheyenne Jackson came from. And I still have my roustabout shirt that Cheyenne like lost his mind over on the Broadway cruise. It was great. It was great. Oh, I'm going to post this, what Adam just said in the comments, guys. Well, I may not have got my pictures, but I kept my full tux shirt, bow tie, shoes, and mask when I finished. Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing. You're so cool, Adam. I want to be you when I grow up. Seriously. But yeah, I'm dying. From everything I'm seeing, I think they said previews are supposed to start in March. And people are like, well, but how are they going to do a whole show in 3 months? Guys, they have been casting for the show all year. They have. They're like
Surprise.
Yeah, it's been very like out in the public. They have been casting for all year. Anyways, Phantom rant over. I'm gonna shut up. And Amber will continue with her Broadway news.
That's all I've got.
I was so excited. Well, we also have some exciting news coming out of 20-Sided Tavern, which is the Dungeons and Dragons show. Yes. For those of you guys that didn't get a chance to watch our episode with Diego, who was the warrior, they have a couple of party members joining soon, and they do like these like guest spots. So they've got Lev Mwadawai, I don't know how to pronounce his name, very cool. Neil Newbon will be January 23rd through February 4th. And then if you guys have ever heard of Jock the Whipper, he's all over social media. He's the guy with like the painted on mustache that will whip to different songs in social media. Like if you're like, Britney Spears toxic, he does it. So he will actually be there January 9th through the 19th. So it's super very awesome, cool. Exciting. I absolutely love it. They just finished with Erika Ishii on December 27th. Yeah, they're great. And I love the fact that they are now doing their own podcast called Ale and Well Met on the Broadway Podcast Network. So more exciting stuff coming in the new year.
That's amazing.
I know. All right. Well, what's next, ma'am? What's next?
Should we just get to our lists?
I guess so. I'm just going to let you ask mine, or you can just tell me what you already have.
All right. Well, are we doing our top 10 shows?
Do we want to do our top 10 shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You go first.
All right. Well,
and are we talking about that opened in 2024 or anything that performed on stage in 2024?
I'm talking about anything that performed on stage in 2024 that I saw in 2024.
Okay, because I will happily give my list, but I'm not putting them in any particular order because it depends on the day of how I feel.
Because I went through like my show score thing and I just like went and picked through shows that I saw in 2024.
Smart.
All right. So
and
I'm going to go.
If any of them are the same, I'm just going to say same.
I'm going to go from 10. I'm going to go from 10 to 1.
Oh, you put them in order. Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm just going to say same and we'll call it a day.
So number 10, Water for Elephants. Great show.
Okay.
Loved it. Wonderful.
One number of my 9. Top 10. But it's more of the canon of or the history of the Broadway Fan Club.
Right.
Can I show the picture now because you brought up Water for Elephants?
Sure.
Hold on. See, this is what I do. I just drive Amber crazy. It's my favorite part of the day. All right. Can you guys see this? Can you see this, Amber?
I can see it.
Okay. Ah! It's just doing its thing. So Pigpen, who created the music for Water for Elephants, posted like all these like thankful for such a wonderful year, blah, 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 blah. And it was pictures of the stage, and it was pictures of the theater, and it was pictures of the marketing. And then they posted this picture, which is from opening night. There's my email. And it was from opening night. And I'm like, oh my God. And Amber's like, what? And I send her the picture, and I don't know, Amber, you see it. You've seen it.
Yeah.
So let me try to zoom in without like being crazy. So like everyone's in like black because it's like opening night. Then there's like me and my blue at the bar because where else would one be? And then this guy here has a lovely pink ponytail from Amber.
From me.
And then behind like the magnifying thing is like her gold jacket.
My gold jacket.
I was like, oh my God, like that's so much fun because I think I posted this on my Instagram. It's very rare that somebody takes a photo, unbeknownst to somebody, of a night that kind of changes the trajectory of where they are in life, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like for like a Heather and Amber and the Broadway Fan Club 101, we had the wonderful opportunity to go to open a night of Water for Elephants. We were invited to the after party. We're sitting in the room. We're going, wow, we're in like the room where it happens. And, you know, how are we in this room? Like there's like Banter Reynolds and Bernadette Peters. And like, how are we in here? Like, oh my God, like don't look at us. Like we didn't break in. And then you change the connotation. It's like, we're in this room.
Right.
And we looked at each other with kind of, I remember sitting because the food was all circus themed. So there were like Cracker Jacks, just still have my box unopened. And like,
I do too.
Pretzels and popcorn. It was fun. And we looked at each other, I think almost at the same moment. We're like, there's something like magic is happening of like how many people and like, what is this? And like, it was the first time we ever got to hang out too. And we'd known each other for a while, but I'm like, we've got to do something about it. And that's when the Broadway Fan Club was born. So it's Water for Elephants after party. And like that night is captured like by somebody else entirely. And we're front and center, baby.
Right. So funny.
We were there. You can't tell us we weren't.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9, missed the show. You know I loved the show. Can you guess it?
There's so many shows. Sweeney?
No.
No. I don't know.
I actually didn't put Sweeney on the list because I feel like it closed.
It closed in February. It still counts. It's on my list. You missed the show. It's not Tammy Faye. Thanks, Zev, in the room where it happens. Damn right. Oh my God.
You know I like weirdly loved this show.
You weirdly love a lot of shows, babe.
Yeah. The Heart of Rock and Roll.
Oh! I would have thought that would have been like significantly like closer to the top. Okay. Heart of Rock and Roll, hell yeah. And
Yeah.
everybody, Josh is in that, which Josh was just in Swept Away. Josh Breckenridge, for those of you that don't know.
It was
Josh.
just such a fun show. It was just like such a good, fun, carefree night out on the town.
It was. And it starring the one and only Corey Cott.
Starring the one and only Corey Cott,
And
Mackenzie Kurtz, Corey Cott's arms. So many of our Swept Away boys. Tommy Bracco. Yeah, it was just like
there was a lot of Newsies, a lot of Wicked in that cast.
A lot of Newsies, a lot of Wicked, a lot of future Swept Away boys.
Yep. And for those of you following Josh's career, Josh Breckenridge, from Heart of Rock and Roll, he just was in Swept, and now he's going into Urinetown.
Yeah, very exciting.
He'll eventually be on the
All right, number 8 for me. Whoa, drag is expensive. Drag the musical. I love Drag the musical.
Too. So much so that, and I don't know, Amber, should I make the announcement now?
I mean, we can make the announcement while we're talking. While we're on the subject.
So if you guys love Drag the musical and you happen to
I do.
And like I do. Well, but wait, are you Cat House or Fish Tank?
I feel like I'm Cat House.
Yeah, you know what? I could see that. I could see that. I think I'm more Fish Tank, but I also have Fish Tank. You guys will understand more of this if you turn in Monday, January 13th, because one of the co-creators, Tomas, is going to be on the Broadway Fan Club podcast.
Yes, we love Tomas. He's
oh my God.
So cool.
If you guys have seen the show and you saw the musician with like the neon pink hair glowing in the black light, that's him.
That's him. Very cool.
And we love him. And he'll be on January 13th, all the way from LA. So
I know we're all things Drag the musical.
Oh, so many. And then sometime in January, talking about drag, this like maybe you've heard of the drag queen Ginger Minj. I don't know. But Ginger Minj will be joining us, and we're going to talk all things Broadway, all things Drag Race, all things their New Year's Eve after New Year's Eve party. It'll be great. It's going to be a jam-packed January, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to be January in like a day and a half. What is happening here? It's crazy. All right, what's next?
Next is...
And drag is expensive.
Drag is expensive.
Drag and cosplay are expensive. We'll just leave it at that.
Next is Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
By which MC?
You know, I can't choose. Don't you make me choose. That's terrible.
How
dare you?
If I'm going to make you choose.
How dare you? How dare you make me select that? That's just rude. All right. After that, only because it was stuck in my head for months and
I know it's coming.
Years, weeks, years, months. It is the party's roaring on. Gatsby.
Did you see the article or the video? I don't know what it was actually on, but it was.
I want the new money, quick money, shake money, big money, new money, quick money.
We gotta teach how to move your head with the choreo. It just looked creepy. I love it. And for those of you that are tuning in and not seeing our video, Amber just looks like a dancing head. It's fantastic. I'm so happy that Gatsby is doing so well. This year started, like, I was looking, like, my TDF membership was like January 6th is when it renews, or I have to renew it. And I got it when I was up as the associate producer for Live with Brian Friends with Brian Myers. And we had Samantha Polly on the show, not talking about Gatsby, even though she had workshop Gatsby. We were talking about Six, and we were doing all these things. And then, like, 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks later, it was announced that Sam was going to be on the show. It was fantastic. Gatsby is doing so good.
Gatsby's doing great.
I was watching the Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard they were talking to Anna Kendrick and a couple of other people like on their like podcast. And apparently like Kristen and Dax's daughter is obsessed with Jeremy Jordan.
Oh, good for them.
Obsessed with Jeremy Jordan. I sent you the video. I think I wanted to share it. But like all she asked for Christmas was a shirt with Jeremy Jordan on it, and Kristen couldn't find anything. So she's like, I just ordered a shirt on Amazon that said Jeremy.
Perfect.
But then see, I'm a The Good Place TV show, which she was in, and like my mind went to Jeremy Bearimy instead of Jeremy Jordan.
Yeah, that's true.
But Dax described Jeremy as the hottie Broadway hottie. But Ryan McCartan, hello. I'm so excited he's coming in.
Yeah, Ryan's going to be great. I was actually listening to my playlist on Shuffle, and Meant to Be Yours came on. And
I was meant to be yours.
And like the like Veronica. And I was like,
it was very
oh
Gatsby.
My God, I like forgot how like
Veronica.
Emotional this song is. And like I forgot how like scary and like terrifying.
For those of you like not understanding a word that's coming out, we're speaking like it's from Heather's musical.
Yeah, and like he has in that song, he goes through like such like highs and lows and like emotionally.
Oh, he can handle Gatsby.
The part that I was thinking, the part that I like heard, I like jolted me for a minute because I like forgot it was in that song. But it like it really, I was like, oh, he's going to do so good in Gatsby. It's going to be great.
And I think you keep saying, I hope they don't make him do the accent.
Oh, I hope they don't make him do the accent. Oh, please.
I love it. Their marketing now is like, and Disney Channel star Ryan McCartan also like Heather's the musical, Rocky Horror Picture Show Live. And I'm like, the people that are going to the show don't care that he was in Disney.
Right.
For those of you like me who saw him on Liv and Maddie, because you know you can never grow up and watch all the Disney shows. It was fine. And then I saw him as Brad on Rocky Horror Picture Show Live, and I was like, Ryan McCartan? What? And now in Gatsby, are you kidding me? Like, I cannot wait to see him. Cannot wait. When it was being discussed, like when Amber was like, have you heard it's possible? He was like, there's no way. And she's like, yeah, because I've been on like this Heather's kick for like 4 months. And this time around. And she's like, yeah, no. And I was like, there's no way. And then when they announced it, I was like, oh my God. So I'm very excited. All right, back to the list.
Back to the list.
Where it happened.
Number 5, I'm giving it to Swept Away.
Oh, yeah. Swept Away is close to my top.
Giving it to Swept Away. They really stole it from me this year. They like,
so good.
I don't know what happened. They like came in. This is like,
they came in like a storm.
This was me walking, minding my own business, and this was Swept Away.
So did Swept Away sweep you off your feet?
Swept me off my feet. I don't even know what happened. Like, I don't know. I was not expecting to like love a musical as much as
I know. Well, when I remember when we were making the group and I'm like, oh, should we make one for Swept? And you're like, I don't know, sure, if you want to. And I'm like, okay. So when Amber and I make groups, like sometimes it's like something we're just really passionate about. I'm like with Masquerade, I'm like, I need to make this group right now. Or like Operation Mincemeat or, you know, or like Floyd Collins. And again, you can find those on www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. Like our little commercial comes in there. But I was just, I was like, I have to watch a show. And Amber's like, I got tickets in this. I was like, I hate you so much. And she comes out of the show and she's like, oh my God, I'm not going to give anything away. But oh my God. I was like, yeah, dude, like it's David Brothers, like da-da-da. And she's like, oh, I just can't. And then I went to go see it with Sebastian, my friend Sebastian, we talked about. And like, I knew what going into it was. Sebastian really didn't know much going into it. I kind of like prefaced them on like, hey, what's up? And we both watched the show. And Amber, you know this, and like we talk about this kind of stuff. Like shows that make me continue a conversation afterwards, the shows that are like the top of my list.
Right.
Like it's so driven. There's so many different ways of taking it. And like Sebastian is still messaging me like 3 weeks later, like, and this part here, and what about this? And like, I freaking love
That's
that.
why I wish I like could go see it a second time. Like I wish I had the means to make it into the city to see it for a second time before
I
it
was
closed.
trying to buy flights from Orlando so we could go to like closing show, which was
right. But like because I just like I feel like I would pick up on so much more if I just like had the chance to see it again.
Well, fortunately for us, we do have some friends on the cast that we can just harass. I don't know if you even know, I think it was January 12th is like their first concert. The free tickets, they have 100 tickets per concert, sold out in like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And it's not because they're all really, 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 really ridiculously good looking. It's because the show is just so freaking good. Yep, I'm right there with you, babe. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. No, Swept made it up high on my list this year.
Yeah. All right, next.
Next up is...
I have Ryan McCartan yelling at me in my head right now. It's great.
All right, you know what? I'm going to actually chuck this one off the list, and I'm going to replace this one with Sweeney Todd.
What were you getting rid of on the list, Amber?
I'm not going to tell you. That's for me to know.
Will you privately message it to me so I can giggle?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd.
Swing your razor high, Amber, and
Sweeney Todd is very special. And then...
Yeah, it was a great show. And that's also the group that introduced us.
Started the whole thing, yeah.
And now you're stuck with me forever.
Forever.
And I can't wait to show you guys my Hanukkah birthday Christmas present from Amber about Sweeney Todd.
Then next on the list, I have Death Becomes Her.
Oh, yeah.
Which is one of my favorite shows of the year.
I was reading something on Reddit that made me giggle, but also like, because they were talking about theater etiquette and people behaving different ways in different shows. And so the show essentially opens up for the gays, G-A-Z. But and it said once people realize what that song is actually going to be, it became like quote, the audience that you would expect a drag show. And it 100%, even though we're both sitting there, I'm in a corset and ball gown, you're in this gorgeous evening gown, but the whole freaking audience was like, whoa! Like I was ready to like have some dollar bills out. It's so good. It's so much fun.
It's so fun. That number has all the pizzazz, all the wows, every single, it pulls out all the stops.
How does Mother do it?
I don't either.
10 costume changes and then assless chaps. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Not Mother was not wearing ass chaps. That would be just
no. That would be too much. The world wouldn't be ready for that.
No.
Nope. Number 2 is Gypsy with the incomparable Audra McDonald.
I love that show, girl. Like I'm so happy that we got to see it together because it's classic. It's
right. I agree. Show. It's so good.
And I felt like I was back home because it's in the Majestic.
Right. And go ahead, say it. Number 1. What's my number 1? You know my number 1.
Oh, I don't know.
Just give me a sec. Give me a sing out, Louise. What's my number 1?
Nope, not going there. Go ahead.
My number 1 is Sunset Boulevard.
I was just waiting for you to go Sunset Boulevard, but you failed me on that one.
I did. You're right. Yep. Yeah. I had to. My number 1 is Sunset Boulevard. It was the show that I think stamped the most stamp on me this year, really? Show-wise. Yeah.
I have no idea why. No clue.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like your little like girly moments of like, oh my God, he's right over there. One more. The red buckets.
Right?
Yes.
So funny.
Sunset, beautiful. Have you now seen there's campaigning for Patti LuPone to reprise her role?
Yes, I've seen that. That's amazing.
And they're like, oh yeah, well, when people talk about Patti LuPone and Sunset Boulevard, like she doesn't get the fair shot. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But I love that they have it recorded what she said about Nicole. And very honestly, and I haven't hit it. Like I was not a huge Nicole Scherzinger fan because I haven't seen her perform except like, Pussycat Doll stuff and like Masked Singer. And I knew she had some theater stuff, and I saw her. Oh my God, what was the live that she did? Bye Bye Birdie.
Was it Anything Goes?
No, I've seen a couple of like her live things, and I was like, okay, like I can tolerate it. And the hype and our friends that are involved with the production and our incredible group members and our incredible parents of cast that are incredible members, like so happy. And Amber's like, oh, well, my friend fell through with this and ticket this. And I was like, all right, like, let's just go. Because I know how important of a show it is to you. And if a show is that impactful to you, that means like I need to like, open my ears up a little bit more and watch it. It was so good. And Nicole like blew my freaking mind. Her vocals are gorgeous. That whole cast, that ensemble is like the hardest working ensemble. I'm sorry. No disrespect to any ensemble. That whole ensemble doesn't stop.
Right. Because there is no set.
The stage is the set. That's it.
The stage is the set. Exactly. And it almost feels like it doesn't feel like there's anything missing is what I'm trying to say.
Right. They fill the space. I won't take a wicked thing and say they hold space for it, but they really do fill the space. And
they do.
It's important because so the way that Amber pitched it to me, she's like, it's film noir with multimedia. And she's kind of like a social media person. I was like, what? I know Sunset Boulevard. That sounds weird. But it's truly that. But it's just the way that Jamie has like pulled in this cast, and there are no props. But your mind, when you're watching the show, you see it.
Right.
When there's a dead chimp, you see it. When there's a New Year's Eve party and it's just them, you see it. Like, it's unbelievable. Even the way they do the car, and I'm not giving too much away because it's all on social media, but they have rigs for the cameras. And they have lights, but they have like ways of like doing a close up. And like we were kind of giggly a little bit because, Nicole is very Norma Desmond, and like there's times where she's like this to the camera, and then like but like from far away when you're not looking at the screen it's projected on, you're like, what is she doing? But it made sense, and it was just so
right.
Good. It was so good.
So good.
I was disappointed you did not sing to me. You're number one. I was waiting. I was like, go ahead.
I knew you were waiting for it.
I was waiting. No, I mean, that's pretty much my list. I'm not really copying off of your homework, but really, my numbers would move around a little bit, but it's so hard because really every day something changes. Like I'm listening to a different cast recording. I'm feeling a different kind of vibe. I'm, wanting to hear someone's vocals over someone else's. Sometimes all I want to do is listen to the 6 cast recording. And then the next thing I want to do is listen to Heather's or Phantom.
Right.
All over the place. Plus I want to give like, as far as our top 10, because we don't have, I think, top 10 off-Broadway shows. But I want to give like an award to like obviously Little Shop Nonstop,
right. and drag, yeah.
Because and I, Mom, I'm a big girl now. I really wanted to see, didn't get the opportunity to. I know some people have seen Teeth. It wasn't my kind of show. I know Sebastian.
I wanted to see Teeth. I wanted to see. I just couldn't make it to the city. I could only.
You live a 2-hour train ride away.
I know, but I also have a job. I volunteer. I have too many. I have errands.
I know. I just like giving you a hard time. I do. I really do. All right, I'm gonna throw one at you. Top 5 moments from our groups.
Ooh, top 5 moments from our groups.
Either interactions or posts or.
Well, number 1, everything I post.
But cheating.
Obviously.
Cheating.
Because it's incredibly funny and well thought out. Number 2.
Everything I post, thanks.
Everything you post, because it's incredibly funny and well thought out.
And informative, yeah.
And informative. Whenever we have like a friend or a family member in the group that's like, hey, that's my son, or that's
I love
my
it.
cousin, or that's my yada yada. Love that.
I want
Love
somebody to
see
say
that.
that's my I'm going to refer to you as my yada yada from now on.
Oh,
Amber's my yada yada.
I love to see a yada yada in the group. If you're a yada yada, please join our groups. Please tell your yada yadas to join the groups.
Well, we strive really hard to create a safe and welcoming space for everybody. And it is so cool. Like, you know, we have parents, we have siblings, we have aunts, we have cousins. And it's just like, it's such a fun community. Like, don't hide in the shadows. Be proud. Like, yeah, I'm going to call out Stan and Joe. Stan Brown and Water for Elephants, his husband Joe. Incredible, all over our group, like really encouraged everybody. And I love that. Like, we have producers, guys. And I'm not saying please go look through all of our membership and all of our stuff. We have producers, we have creative, we have cast, we have fabricators, we have makeup artists. Like, it's just so cool. But like, I love when like, especially even on our podcast, like when someone's like, yeah, blah, 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 I'm the this, or da is my blah, blah, blah. And it's just so much fun to see that. Because I will always say Broadway is just a local theater, just on a bigger platform.
Yep, absolutely. It's definitely the coolest part.
Yeah.
I also like when people will be like, hey, I'm looking for, like, this happens in cabaret a lot, like looking for someone to split a table seat with me, and like new friends are made. That's wholesome.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for us to have like a Broadway fan club, like engagement or like baby, or, you know, like people like meeting each other on, I don't know. We want to grow our family, not us, but members.
Yeah. Let's see. That's all I can think of right now. You put me on the spot.
I know, that was the whole point.
You think of one.
On the groups themselves, I love seeing stage door pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it because, or like, you know, people that are friends or family of the cast that are taking pictures inside the theater, especially on Swept. That's really fun. And I love seeing pictures. Okay, guys, and I've had to explain this to like big theater goers. I love seeing pictures of ghost lights.
Yes, you do love seeing pictures of ghost lights.
I mean, our tagline is, when Broadway is dark, we keep the ghost light burning. For those of you that don't know what a ghost light is, I'm going to educate you. And for those of you that do, please mind and bear with me. A ghost light, there's lots of lore behind it because you never want the house to be dark and cold. It's pretty much like the soul of the theater. So when shows are done and they're, you know, everyone's out of the night, out and leaving the house until the next show, they keep a light burning. And some of them are really extravagant and some of them are just a single bulb, but it keeps the warmth and it keeps the house open. It was said to ward away bad spirits. It's just so cool. And if I wasn't such a stage door girl, simply because of our fan group, to be able to thank people or to be able to, you know, talk to friends, I would have a picture of every single ghost light. And how do you see a ghost light? You wait and you are pretty much one of the last people in the house. Mm-hmm. Don't rush out. Take your time, enjoy the theater, enjoy the beauty of the theater. I always walk into a theater, and Amber can attest to this. When we walked into New Amsterdam, I'm like, look up to the ceiling.
Right.
There's so much beautiful stuff that a lot of people don't see.
It's true.
So much.
All right. Yeah. I have one for you.
Oh, God.
Top 5 favorite, in no particular order. You don't need to,
I'm scared.
Order them. Top 5 non-gendered, you can go both unisex performers that you saw this year.
Oh. Well, obviously David Marino is at the very top of my list. But performers in general. So we're going to go through cabaret really quick. David and Gabby, Ali, Adam. Look, that's already 4. I mean, I've enjoyed everybody. And then can we just encompass everybody at Swept Away into one?
Sure. That counts for me.
I'm gonna do like 10 because I'm already at 5. Broadway or any show.
I would prefer Broadway.
Well, I was gonna count Little Shop because I liked being able to talk to Melly while she was on the stage.
I'll take off Broadway. I'll take off Broadway.
I'll leave it there. Every performer in drag, that's in 1. Literally just every performer I've seen. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That answers my question.
All right. I'm going to ask you one and then we can answer it differently, but same question. Top 5 moments on the podcast. Or podcast or in person when we're together.
Okay. Top 5. I'm going to go with podcast moments because I feel like it's more fun for everybody.
Okay.
Top 5 podcast moments.
Oh, God.
When there's like animal tax on my end.
No furry tax recently, but you're getting cats soon?
No, I'm hoping to get cats soon. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
And yeah, people, feel free to answer our questions in the comments too. Like, give us your top 5s. Yeah. We would love to know them.
And Jeffrey, I love Alex Newell. I didn't see them perform this year. I saw them perform last year and love Alex.
Yes. Top 5 moments on the podcast. I loved when your background fell on you that one time. That was hilarious.
It fell on me before the show tonight too. I just wasn't on camera.
That was a good time. Mm-hmm. That was a good time. Thanks. I loved when you had to do an episode like outside.
Oh yeah.
Like on your porch. But
that was one of the first episodes. That's when the Wi-Fi was like crazy.
It was like beautiful. You have like a beautiful view.
I know, thanks. Okay.
I also love when my roommate / best friend Jimmy walks right by while I'm podcasting.
That's one of mine.
That's one of my favorite things. And last but not least, I love when I accidentally sign out of the camera.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And I accidentally leave the stream.
That's fun.
That's my favorite.
That's fun. Okay, so top 5 moments are always random. Yeah, Jimmy and Fur Tax, obviously. Making Jeff Calhoun cry while we were all crying.
Yep, that was good.
I love him so much. All of our guests, I'm going to put that into 1 too. Seeing the response from different parents.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
And seeing different show people, like Tomas had responded. I'd love to see that because everyone just feels open and accessible. Like we make it a welcoming community. I think that's 5.
I think that was 5. That's either 4 or 5, but we'll call it 5.
No idea. No idea. So.
All right, last one.
People are asking me what I'm doing for New Year's Eve right now while I'm on the podcast.
Nice. Last one. Top songs from this year.
Oh, God. Why do you do that to me? Broadway or off-Broadway?
You can do both.
Oh, my God. Don't Tell Mama.
Okay.
Gabby's version of Cabaret.
Okay.
Very specific for that.
I like it. Cabaret. No, Gabby's version.
Gabby's version. Yeah, it's like Taylor Swift, but Gabby's version.
Yeah,
everybody is wonderful. I love everybody, but Gabby's version, because her breakdown is beautiful. Oh my God, no, this is hard. That's only 2. Don't Feed the Plants with Darren Criss because it's off Broadway. It still counts. No, I don't like this. Party's roaring on. Fine, I'll give it to that one because it's always stuck in my head. That's 3, right?
That's 4. That's 4.
Oh my God. And my mind just went blank on the Swept Away song that I freaking love. Hold on.
Ain't No Man.
No, I love that song, but there's like the rock version that I absolutely love. Like where like Johnny turns into a rock star with like the lights.
The Devil Pulls the Strings.
Yes, that one.
Or Satan Pulls the Strings.
Yes, whatever that one is. Hold on. Satan Pulls the Strings.
Yes, Satan Pulls the Strings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or Murder in the City.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. You?
All right. Obviously, Sunset Boulevard. I also have been really digging June and her Farm Boys lately. I've been moo-mooing.
Did you see the video where
everywhere?
But nobody knows who the back of the cow is.
I don't know who the back of the cow is.
Nobody knows who the back. Who?
I don't know.
No, but like that's like nobody can tell anybody who the back of the cow is.
I haven't seen that. No.
I'll have to find it for you.
Don't Tell Mama.
Cheater, that's mine.
You know I've been singing that for an obsessive amount of time.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like the Bjork moment of Cabaret.
Yes. Yeah. If you want perfection.
Oh, it's a good one too. Oh, damn it. And Do It for the Gays. Damn it. I should have made it a top 10.
I think that's 4.
Yeah.
I think that's 4.
Okay.
I want to do something from Gatsby.
My Green Light.
No, I've really been into the I want to la-di-da with you.
Oh, yeah.
La-di-da with you. I want to la-di-da with you. That song.
Okay. Find out the name of it and tell people.
I think it's called La-di-da. La-di-da.
Okay. Any other top 5s?
Not that I can think of.
And of course, Rachel says, life is a cabaret. Yes. Oh, man.
Oh,
it has been such a weird year. And it still doesn't feel like I'm like, oh, my friends are texting me for New Year's Eve. How was New Year's Eve tomorrow night?
I bought myself a cute little bottle of champagne because, I never drink.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, Yono say, I have 2 New Year's Eve parties in January. Seriously, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of New Year's Eve, aren't we running a special on our bracelets?
We are.
Ooh,
you mean these bracelets?
Yes, I mean those bracelets. So if you go to the BroadwayFanClub.etsy.com, right now they are 20% off.
20% off.
20% off. So all bracelets.
End of the year sale.
Woohoo! They're usually $10. Now they are
$8.
And then they have to also pay shipping, or does that include shipping?
Yes.
Which isn't bad. And that also includes our exclusive Broadway Cares bracelets, which we're still donating $1 from each bracelet.
Correct.
So love that. Love that. So, all right. Exciting things coming up in the new year. So we already kind of talked about who we're going to have join us this upcoming month in January. So January 6th, keep an eye out for Justin Sargent on the podcast. January 13th, keep an eye out for Tomas, co-creator of Drag, the musical, on the 13th. I don't know what's going to happen on the 20th because that's Inauguration Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we might have to take a hiatus. I don't know. And then January 27th, my buddy Michael Drolet from Wicked and potentially Ginger Minj on that day. We're just waiting for confirmation. And then that week, I am coming to harass Amber for a little bit because February 1st, so excited, we're going to go see Romeo and Juliet. Woohoo! And then I really get to harass you, and we're going to do a podcast in person together on February 3rd because Broadway Con is the 7th through the 9th. What are you doing? You disappeared.
I am just Googling some information.
Oh, right. So that's all that. And then I somehow have to find time to make 2 costumes for the Broadway cruise. Still plenty of time to book if you guys use the referrer code on the BroadwayCruise.com and have never traveled with 6-man. You can use the referrer code, the number 2, BFC. That's B like Broadway, F like fan, and C like club. So 2 BFC, that'll give you $100 off of your booking. And I know a lot of people have been asking us for our cluster code, which gives you a discount over at the W in Times Square, which is an amazing hotel that I cannot get enough of. It is the letter E, the number 7103. So cluster code is E7103. If you go to the W Times Square website, you will find that in the drop down. They'll take very good care of you guys there. So very happy about that. What you doing? I love that. And January 25th, you're going to go see Cabaret with Amber and I. That's really cute. Sure, I cannot be there a month. I wish I could. I will probably be at Gasparilla with friends in Tampa, but we'll see what happens. I might just come stay with Amber for a month. I will not ever do that to you. Sorry. You and Jimmy, I will not do that to you. We will figure it out. So anything else you want to add, Miss Google Queen?
No. That's it. That's all she wrote for me.
All the things.
Moo.
So with that, I guess we'll see everybody next year. Next year.
That was so clever.
I love it so much. I've been saying that to people and they're like, wait, in like a day. And I'm like, yeah, in a day. It'll be fine. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out like the stop trying to convince me with your party hat.
That's my impression of the party hat.
Oh, jeez, Amber. I love you so much. All right, I'll call you in a little bit. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please make sure to go follow our other groups. You might be surprised to see exactly what's happening anytime that you're here. And I've been diligently working at getting all of our episodes loaded to Spotify so that you can listen to us anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. So we're so appreciative for you guys. Thanks for making 2024 a hell of a year for us. 500,000 followers and growing, which is bizarre and crazy, and I'm here for it. 2025, gonna say 5 bajillion followers.
5 bajillion. We're gonna do it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. Oh my God. Come on, Heather. Okay. Who is paying for my flight? I'm coming. I'm gonna come. Let's do it. Okay. Love you guys. Mean it. I can't even say when the ghost, like, the Monday. Like, it's the last day of the year, y'all. Go party. Have a safe New Year. Please make sure to take care of yourself and your loved ones. We'll see you guys next year and next week with our friend Justin Sargent from Hamilton right on the show here. Oh, and from Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, so we can talk about all that fun stuff too.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! And from Cheyenne, Happy New Year, one and all. Love to all. Really appreciate you guys, and we'll see y'all next year. Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.